Indiana Dunes Tourism, located between Chicago and South Bend in northwest Indiana, is a proud supporter of Irish Illustrated. Extend your Notre Dame visit with a trip to the nation's newest national park. Visit indianadunes.com.
Clark Lee did it again. We underestimated Clark Lee again, and the Irish defense absolutely hammers Boston College to the tune of 40-7 on Senior Day. Tim, it was a little bit of a scuffle early, not for the defense, that absolutely held down Boston College on all but one first-half drive.
Yeah, they held them under 200 yards for the game, the deep ball that you referred to, but A.J. Dillon, 56 yards. Probably even more impressive, David Bailey, 10 carries, 27 yards, because that's a guy that's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. Now, they were outstanding, and they needed to be, as Notre Dame kind of spun their wheels a little bit offensively. They also needed Jonathan Dorr to be very good, and he was again. He's now 12 for 14 on field goals for the season, hitting 4 tonight.
Yep.
He hit 4 tonight, and from distance as well. So until the offense finally got rolling, the two components that you need in your favor, special teams and defense, fell Notre Dame's way.
And defensively, Boston College didn't have more than 6 snaps on a drive other than their one long touchdown drive, and never gained more than 22 yards on a drive other than that long touchdown drive. And Jonathan Dorr, I wrote in game MVP in the first half, and that has, of course, changed since. But 3 of his 4 field goals were extremely important to the contest, because I thought Brian Kelly made a great point afterwards. Look, I know they won 40-7, but those are momentum-saving plays. If Boston College keeps stopping Notre Dame from scoring it on these long marches, and he misses 2 or 3 of his 4 field goals, could be a different story going the second half.
You're always concerned when you have to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns. They score 6 to 2 field goals, and then it just takes one play, and that's what got Boston College back in the game. But you're absolutely right. I mean, Jonathan Dorr from distance, and then after that, Ian Book in the passing game heated up. I'm not exactly sure what was wrong early in the game, because you expect them to be able to riddle that defense, giving up 300 yards through the air on the season, and it just took a little while, but Book was really good again. I mean, that is now 3 games in a row where he's been really, really good. I think the sentiment towards Ian Book has changed now that, and I get it. I mean, I understood the way he was spinning his wheels, but the sentiment towards Ian Book has now changed to a large degree, because he's playing like you expect Ian Book to play, both as a passer and a guy in the pocket. He's hanging in the pocket now. We talked about pocket presence. He was under pressure today, and he showed pocket presence, whereas last 2 weeks he wasn't under that much pressure.
He led them in rushing for the 4th straight week. I'm not sure that's a really good thing with 66 yards, but when you add Braden Lenzy to the mix, that's the explosive play you need, a 61-yard jet sweep touchdown. I think Notre Dame could run the ball a little more than they do, but you're right. There is so much available to them in the passing game. You figure 12 targets for Kmet, 7 catches. 12 targets for Claypool, 7 catches. 8 targets for Fink, 7 catches. It was there today for Ian Book, and they just eventually had to cash in. And you mentioned maybe not getting a great start like we thought they would. Claypool with an uncharacteristic drop of a touchdown, or maybe this thing gets out of hand even earlier.
It was definitely time for a Cole Kmet sighting, and they got that today. Chris Fink had a career high in receptions as well. Tony Jones averaged, I think, 4 yards per carry, so there was a little bit there. We didn't get a chance to ask Brian Kelly. This is a Sunday question probably, but Jafar Armstrong didn't get a carry, but he played. So it looks like Sebo Flemister is beating him out. Flemister didn't necessarily do anything today per se, but he still looks like the most natural running back outside Tony Jones. I don't want to shortchange him there, but if he has beaten out Jafar Armstrong in the short term, I think he's kind of earned it by having some carries along the way, whereas Jafar Armstrong hasn't really done a whole lot.
Asmar Bilal got the game ball per Brian Kelly. He was outstanding defensively. Ours went to Ade Ogundeji, who absolutely wreaked havoc for 3 quarters of this contest. And really, the story has been all month long, other than one Ian Book drive to beat Virginia Tech. This defense, they're playing some one-dimensional offenses, but this defense has been great for the last month.
Yeah, I do want to mention Tagovailoa Amosu, who left the game, and it looked pretty serious. Brian Kelly downplayed it, said it was a soft tissue injury that will probably impact him against Stanford, but it's not going to be an off-season tear of the knee that he has to recover from, and would almost undoubtedly be ready for a bowl game, if not Stanford next week.
That is it for us from Notre Dame Stadium this season, where the Irish have now won 18 straight, and you can read about this game and more on irishillustrated.com.